At a busy railway station in London, where the sound of trains and the rush of passengers echoed every moment, there lived a young man named James. James ran a small coffee stall in the corner of the station. His life revolved around just a cup of coffee and a few coins. Every morning, he arrived at his stall, made cheap coffee, and tried to make his place in the crowd of travelers. But his heart was always heavy. He felt lost in the crowd, and his life had turned into nothing but a routine. One cold morning, when fog covered the station, an elderly woman stopped at James's stall. She wore simple clothes, but her eyes held a deep wisdom and a strange sparkle. James quickly prepared a cup of coffee and placed it before her. The woman took a sip and smiled. "James, your coffee has something special in it, but why is there no happiness on your face?" James was startled. He wondered how this stranger knew his name. Hesitantly, he replied, "Madam, I work day and night, but this stall is taking me nowhere. I want a better life for my family, but my earnings are just enough to pay rent and bills." The woman looked deeply into his eyes and said, "James, every cup of coffee carries two things: warmth and emotions. Anyone can provide warmth, but emotions come only from those who pour their soul into it. James, if you put your soul into your coffee, people won't just drink it, they will feel you." Her words seemed strange, but they touched James's heart. That night, as he returned to his small room, he kept thinking. He remembered how, in childhood, he used to make coffee with his mother. She would always add little touches, like hazelnut, vanilla, or cinnamon, and, most importantly, love. James realized that perhaps he had forgotten that magic. The next day, James gave his stall a new look. He built small tables from old wooden crates and bought colorful cups. He started serving coffee in different flavors: hazelnut, vanilla, and cinnamon. He put up a small chalkboard that read, "A story in every cup, a dream in every sip." Slowly, James's stall became the most special corner of the station. People no longer came only for the coffee. They came for his warmth, his stories, and the love he poured into every cup. One day, a traveler sipping his coffee said, "James, your coffee has made my morning special. This is not just coffee, it's a feeling." Months later, James saved enough to open a small cafe near the station. He named it the Story Cup. Along with coffee, he served homemade cakes and biscuits. On every table lay a small notebook where people could write their stories. Very soon, his cafe became famous in the city. People came not just for the coffee, but for the magical atmosphere James had created. A year later, on a cold morning, the same elderly woman came to the cafe. James recognized her instantly. He rushed toward her and said, "Madam, your words changed my life. You taught me that my coffee carries my story. Today, I am not just a coffee seller, but someone who connects with people's hearts." The woman smiled gently and replied, "I only showed you the path, James. Walking on it was your choice." James's eyes filled with tears. He turned to fetch her a coffee, but when he returned, the woman had disappeared. Only a small note lay on the table: "Change your thoughts, and everything will change." Moral of the story: this story teaches us that the greatest strength of our life lies in our heart and our mindset. If we put love and intention into our work, we can not only turn our dreams into reality, but also inspire others. Open your heart, expand your thinking, and see how your life becomes a beautiful story.